First time I ever went on tour was when I was 14, not as a musician, but because my dad had like a feeling that like that's something I needed to do. And usually I would spend the summer babysitting my siblings because I'm the eldest. So as a gift, my parents let me have one summer off and they sent me on tour with my Uncle Lenny. Lenny actually was the first one to broaden my taste in music because at that point I was listening to what my parents played. He literally, for my birthday, gave me an iPod with his entire music library on it. And that's when I discovered Nina Simone, Bill Withers, Sondhaus, Jeff Buckley, Janis Joplin. Like, my world went like, oh. Hi, I'm Annahstasia, and I'm about to dig in the crates at Okayplayer. I didn't know it was timed. That's the fun part. I'm done. All right. Okay. Okay. Well, this is a classic. Yes, this is a classic. This is just a record that will always make you feel good, no matter what mood you're in. I was just talking about this record. John Coltrane and Alice Coltrane. Cosmic Music. I hear the most new music on public radio, on KCRW or KEXP, friends' recommendations, and from my community of musicians. I've had a Discover Weekly Spotify account since I was 15, and my algorithm is pretty solid now, so every week I listen to that. You know, it's a crazy fact, but I actually did not hear any of Aaliyah's music till like 2018.
Wow.
Yeah. Because my parents weren't really like, they had a really eclectic taste, but sometimes they just missed the major ones. I think most people discover my music through word of mouth. I would describe it as rich soil, petrichor, indigo stains on your hands. It's like I didn't listen to Aaliyah, I didn't listen to Tupac, I didn't listen to Luther Vandross. And it's like, I think just the cultural mix of where my parents are coming from, you know, they just liked what they liked and I was a kid, so it's not like I was at the record shops for myself. This is also a beautiful record. This is a good record, but that's not the one that is my favorite. I grew up listening to a wide variety of music. My parents had very eclectic tastes that wasn't really specific to genre. My father is Nigerian and my mother's from the Midwest, German and Polish, and they came from completely separate worlds. My mother loved like Prince and Elton John, Missy Elliott. She loved Kylie Minogue. And my dad loved Fela, Lenny Kravitz, Camille, Asha, Anyeka, Bizet, Tupac. I had a wide, eclectic range of taste. I love the Okayplayer's album art. All of them are so hot. Oh, this one, Miles Davis' Bitches Brew. This is one of my first records I ever owned. My favorite album artwork is actually Bitches Brew by Miles Davis. I have a special deluxe box set and the painting across it is just so amazing. It's like all of these Afrofuturist, solar punk, surrealist paintings of women and people with beautiful hair and the ocean. It just reminds me of like being on the coast of Cote d'Ivoire, like in the summertime. I didn't even know what the music sounded like, and I remember putting it on and I'd be like, yeah, this is weird. This is weird. And I had to listen to it a few times to actually like begin to hear the musicality of it, because it wasn't like anything I'd ever heard before. Okay. What's my favorite song from my catalog? I'm looking for things that really sat in my memory. When I go across them, they spark joy. There's a song called Waiting, and it's my favorite because the meaning of it keeps changing for me. But the performance is my favorite. I really talk to God in that one. Okay, if I could put Waiting on a playlist with 5 other songs by any other artist. This is Stevie Wonder, Inner Visions. That's a classic. Okay, Won't You Come On Home by Joan Armatrading. Prince, Adore You. Nina Simone, Isn't It a Pity? Jeff Buckley, Lover You Should Have Come Over. And the 5th one would be Joni Mitchell, Who's Gonna Do the Dirty Work When All the Slaves Are Free. This was, I just like remember so viscerally where I was when this album came out. I don't listen to music very casually. I listened all the way through like 3 times. I remember I was in Baltimore visiting my friend's family for Thanksgiving, and it just blew my mind as in terms of the production of it and how it was pieced together and matched storytelling with like radio drama scene work and musicality and jazz. I think it's a really genius album. Jill Scott. Okay. I'm trying to get through this whole crate in my time. Serenade. Aretha. Okay, what's on here? Everything. The last record I paid for, actually just bought a record last night. I went to a show, Paco Cathcart. I'm gonna butcher the last name. First name is Paco, then Cathras. And their record just came out. I went to the release show and I was just so touched. It's like folk music that is so of the times and so poignantly commenting on our current life and situation in a way that's very honest, and so I bought the record. What's the last concert that I attended? Oh my gosh, I love this album. Childqueen, Kadhja Bonet. I'm just so glad that there's still artists that are making music like that. Like her music reminds me of Minnie Riperton. I went to go see Ichiko Aoba. I think that's how you say her last name. Once again, I do not speak Japanese, but her music is very like ambient jazz, ambient folk, and it was beautiful. She played with a quartet, and I saw it at the Wiltern in Los Angeles. Golden lady, I love to. Oh, they got Catch a Fire, of course. This is another Bob Marley record. These are the 2 essentials. I can pick 3? Oh, who would I like to collaborate? That's easy if it's 3. I feel like I know Exodus a lot better. Catch a Fire is usually what I put on if it's a Bob Marley day, you know? And then I'm not really tied in as much as I would be. Which one is this? At Calcutta Republic. Oh, shit. Well, I'll grab it because it's Fela. I would love to collaborate with Fela. Stevie. And Kendrick. Serenade. Aretha. Okay. Got Billy Joel. Sampa. Roberta Flack. Wait, which Roberta Flack is this? I actually don't know any of these. I've never seen this record before. Who would I like to see collaborate today? I would like to see Meshell Ndegeocello with Napalm. Meshell is a really melodically driven bassist and musician, and Napalm is a very melodically driven singer. I think it would be interesting to see what would happen harmonically between the 2 of those people. Yeah, we gotta do this one for sure. Oh wait, but I have to. That's a hard choice.
How many you got?
I think I'm close to 12 now, choosing between Prince 1999 and what's this one called? Sign of the Times, because I think this has more, this has more of the ones that I love on it. I really love Starfish and Coffee because it sounds like it's like a Sesame Street song. And then the Ballad of Dorothy Parker on here as well. Ballad of Dorothy Parker. I like the melody of that one. First time I ever went on tour was when I was 14, not as a musician, but because my dad had like a feeling that like that's something I needed to do. And usually I would spend the summer babysitting like my siblings because I'm the eldest. So as a gift, my parents let me have one summer off and they sent me on tour with my Uncle Lenny. Lenny actually was the first one to broaden my taste in music because at that point I was listening to what my parents played. He literally, for my birthday, gave me an iPod with his entire music library on it. And that's when I discovered Nina Simone, Bill Withers, Sondhaus, Jeff Buckley, Janis Joplin. Like, my world went like, oh, one of the first songs I ever performed live was Sitting by the Dock of the Bay, a cover that Sam Cooke did of that song. And it's not on that particular record though. Well, okay, what do I pick up on first in a song? So the answer is, I guess, production first. Because if the production isn't in the right place, then it doesn't open up the song to be received. If the production isn't right, you can't hear what they're saying. And if you can't hear what they're saying, then it's all you can focus on is the production. I think the most successfully produced records are ones where you can hear what the artist is saying, for me. I could go back for something. I'm trying to think of what I saw. I need one more.
What are 3 songs that always get you out of like a funk?
Earth, Wind & Fire, September. That one was like immediate. That's just, you put that on. Like, do you remember? So Golden Lady by Stevie Wonder. And, well, this is still an amazing record even though I didn't grow up with it. So I'm gonna grab the Aaliyah. That's 12. It's not over till it's over, Lenny Kravitz. Love that song. Hi, I'm Annahstasia, and I just got to dig in the crates at Okayplayer.